Morning, everybody. Gonna do a walk with us today, but it's gonna be in our neighborhood. Gabby came up lame a couple of days ago on her left front paw. We're not gonna do too much walking today. She's looking better, and her paw has lost some of its swollen look to it. I think what happened was she delaminated her dew claw. She got a little crazy and was jumping up against trees for squirrels and such. And then there was a rabbit came through our yard, and all three dogs were having a field day for about 60 seconds while the rabbit went crazy trying to find an escape route. And I think Gabby might have hurt her paw when she was running around. So it looks like she's doing okay. She's not favoring the leg. I found a rough spot on her nail and I took it off. So at this point I'm just kind of watching for any infection of the nail bed. Now, it could be something completely different. Let's go this way, honey. It seems like her pain was mostly in her dew claw area and in her toes. So she could have sprained her wrist as well, or instead, but I'm really not sure. I don't have the training for that. I just view what I see on YouTube and what I've been reading. I know enough to be dangerous, they say. So we're going to keep an eye on it. I also don't have a car today. It's in the shop. Getting some recall work on my airbags again. I know everyone, come here, Gabby, don't pull. I'm sure everyone's heard about the great airbag recall in the world. Well, mine were lucky enough to be recalled twice. And so it's sitting there. And then I get a call at 7:30 in the morning, which is always fun. And I hear that, come on, here comes the doggy. Told that I need new brakes all around, that my rotors are at the size of a credit card width. So that's not a good thing. Stay. Allow me to take a break here. Gabby hasn't been out of the house for a couple of days, and she's deciding that she needs to release all of her bowels at one time. And unfortunately, my doggy bags are on tape. No. Sit. Sit. I thought it was just a mouthful. It's nothing big. Hi there. So I get to wake up to a $1,200 bill, but it's nothing surprising. I know I've been needing brakes for probably close to a year now. My van has 117,000 miles on it, and I've never had new brakes put on or rotors or pads or anything. And I have to tell you what, I've been stopping just fine. So I'm not quite sure if they were like drastically needed today, but I figured, what the hell? They're at the dealership, and I know I need them, and I know they're expensive, but if you get stuff done at the dealership, you're gonna pay for it, but you also have someone to scream at if something happens. I looked at their website this morning after I got the wonderful call, and they use all parts that the original car was made from, which to me, being an old guy, it's important. I don't want to go to like a muffler store to get my brakes done and not know what kind of parts they're putting on. These are all genuine Toyota OEM parts. And yeah, you're gonna pay extra for the labor and all that, but you know, when you get work done at the dealer that you bought your car, I think they give you some more respect when it comes time. When your car starts breaking down a lot more, they will hit the off button on that one. So hopefully I can blend these two videos together again. Anyway, enough about the car. It'll be done. I don't have to worry about it. Sad part is it eats up about a month's salary, month's take-home salary for me, and that's never a good thing. Luckily, we have some savings right now, and I'll just have to pull some money out. So another $1,000 less for retirement, though. But I need a car to get to work, and I need to work to get a life. I've been down this side of the neighborhood for a while. I gave up coming this way because I would stumble into a neighbor who wasn't very friendly with my dog and her dog. So this is going to be a refreshing change. I'd like to go down there. That's where our community pool is, and there's a creek and some woods and such, but I don't have the right shoes because my shoes are in my car. So I didn't really plan this too well. I don't really want her to walk too much anyway, especially on uneven turf. She's gonna have to take a little break from the walk with us. I think probably for at least another few days. Not that I really have time to do very many walks, unfortunately, in the next few days. So I'll be working. Here, Gabby. Foot. Leg. So that's the foot that's bothering her, and I don't want to have her keep stumbling on the chain. So I guess there was a chance of me getting called in to work today. It's my day off, but my doctor asked me if my coworker was unable to show up today. So I guess he was feeling poorly yesterday. If I could fill in, and I was like, yeah, I can do that. Then I forgot that my car's in the shop. And last night or yesterday was a really long day for me. I not only work a 8, but I also do my shift at the shelters on Thursday. So I had a 12-hour day yesterday. My pedometer indicates that I had a very busy day as well. It's probably the most steps that I've recorded this month. I think it was close to 16,000 steps. That's a lot of steps. And most of those were, come on. No, I don't want you on there. Come on. Most of those were in the vet clinic. Although I have to admit, the shelter generally gives me about 6,000 steps whenever I go. And 6,000 steps is close to a 5K. So I definitely walked a lot of dogs last night. I think I did maybe eight dog walks in a row. And boy, that gets tiring. Luckily, a couple of them were small dogs. I walked a little weenie dog. He was so cute, so small that he has to kind of hop like a bunny to keep up, or not really keep up. I mean, I'm gonna walk the speed of the dog, but he was just kind of jumping around and bopping around. Not a huge fan of small dogs, but I have to admit, since I started working at the vet hospital, I've kind of gotten some affection for some of the smaller breeds. Not all of them. I'm not still not a big fan. Yeah, that's my neighborhood right there. I live near an airport. Can't tell. Come on. Good girl. It's okay. Come on. We just saw a golden retriever sitting on his lawn, and she did really well. Good girl. Anyway, we have OSU Airport, which is a major small city airport here. We also get military planes flying in here now and then. And boy, you should hear the ground rumble when that happens. It's pretty amazing to see what do they call it, C-37s or something, transport plane fly into here. They fly in really low because the runways aren't very long. But we're a designated military airport in case of emergency. You gotta tell me when you're gonna stop like that. I almost went right over you. And we also have paratrooper training here too, which is, I've read about it and I've never actually seen it because I always forget. But they do paratrooper jumping several weekends a year during the warmer season. And I think even during the winter they do some too. They just kind of hop out of planes and en masse, and you see a whole bunch of parachutes. One day when I know it's coming, I'm gonna have to actually watch, I suppose. Been here 13 years or so, 14 years now, I guess. And I've never seen it. I like to joke about the movie with Steve Martin and John Candy, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That's what we have here. We have a train track right down where that pool was that I was talking about. And we have the airport, and we have a relatively major state route right down the street, Route 315, that at night I can actually hear cars on from our neighborhood. Come on, Beanpole. That part of the neighborhood walk is a little bit shorter than the usual walk that Gabby and I take every day. Aside from the walk with us, she and I do the neighborhood pretty much every day unless I get home really late from work or it's really bad weather, or, you know, lately if she's got an injured paw. But we just went for a nice walk, and she seems to be, she's not hobbling like she was the other night. I've never seen her lift her paw in the air and kind of like wince when she walked on it. But dogs have a tendency of hurting their paws because they're on them all the time, and she gets a little rambunctious when she sees a critter and she starts jumping in the air, and she's she's really not at the right age to do that kind of thing. It's hard to discourage though, because she has a decent prey drive. That bunny really drove her crazy. She wouldn't even come in the house. She just kept looking for it and looking for it. Come on, Hannah. It was a big juicy bunny too. I have a feeling it might have been Preggers. But she ran up and down our chain link trying to find a way out. And she finally did and ran to the other neighbor's yard, and who also have dogs. I don't know why these bunnies keep populating in yards that have dogs. Same with the squirrels. There are so many baby, go ahead. There are so many new baby squirrels this season. It's amazing. I saw them walking up and down the power lines the other day, falling off and kind of all wiggly and such, little tiny squirrels. But every year we seem to have a new crop in our big tree in the backyard. And like I said in another video, they just like to taunt the dogs. Just kind of waggle their tongues at them. And one day the dogs are going to get one, and they're probably not going to want to tease them quite as much. But until then, gives my dog some entertainment value. Drives the neighbors crazy because my Cooney starts howling, and his main job as a breed is to tree prey. So he'll hang out at a tree for 20 minutes if he thinks there's a squirrel in there, and once he sees one, forget it, it's all over. Well, we're back at home now, so like I said, it was gonna be a shorty. I'm gonna go inside and kind of chill out, get the other dogs up at some point, and then wait for my car to be done. Y'all have a good day. And there's my little mascot at the front door. Tell people to get off my porch. A little holdover from Halloween that I felt like keeping year round because he's so cute. Anyway, have a great day, y'all. Gabby says, hey. Say, Gabby, say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. She says bye-bye. Have a good day, guys.